Okay, just let me know why where we use networking part in AWS. So basically, hmm. So why we are using that VPC and we are actually creating IPs and all? What is the main agenda actually? Why we are doing that? So why we are creating all those? What is the reason?
Private organization network. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, VPC is like a private organization network. So in one network, all the devices which is used by our organization can implement there and can use easily there.
Hmm.
And also coming to load balancers, like it accepts the request from the users to the resources like instances or websites.
Hmm.
So these all works on the on ports. Like for suppose mostly network load balancers will take a 443 port HTTPS. Using that port, we can enter into the website using load balancers. That is what networking, right?
Yeah. For
Mostly. Yeah.
example, there is a database, right? There
Okay.
is a database and there is a front end some website you are saying that some issue with the port mapping and all, so
Mm.
network is not connecting, you are only telling that not connecting the web server. So what is the reason
Mm.
behind that? So why are not connecting? So there is an issue with the network. Okay, so
Okay.
there is no communication between two devices or two different kind of instances. So you can say, let's say, you can say that web application, you can say database, or you can say anything. So you are
Mm.
not connecting with two different uh, different environments using network. So we used to
Okay.
connect with the in AWS also. You have used jump server, you can say, let's say, bastion server also. You have used database also. You have used web server. You are connecting through yeah, NAT gateway and all this. These are all comes under network, right? So why we are connecting in the sense how we are connecting the machines, host to machine, host to host. Okay,
Mm.
container to container, host to host, one host to another host. In the AWS also, we might have connected with the one EC2 instance to other database, right? And other host to host. Maybe if we used to take it as example, jump server to host, jump server to database. So we used to connect how to connect, how we used to connect in different ways using that network, right? So
Mm.
network, without network there is no any connection between anything, right? In AWS
Mm.
also we actually, oh data, one second, when I start this it will, yeah, good. So in AWS also, so you have web server, right?
Mm.
You have a web server, you will keep something in this. Okay, so maybe
Mm.
something. Okay, so you do have a database server, right? You do have a database. Okay, so you will be connecting somewhere using VPC, some VPC. Okay, using VPC or subnet connect, you will keep some subnet, example 24, subnet mask is 24, something like that. So it's not matter about the subnets. So you connect with this one web server and you can able to access, and you in the sense anybody, all, so public can able to access. Okay, so to protect this database, you could not able to give the access to the public, because if anybody can able to access database, what does it mean? No use, right? So if
Mm.
I can, if I have a access, direct access to the database, I can able to hack it. I can able to take entire your data, your employees data, your finance data, your anything related to your organization data, right? So
Mm.
nobody does not have any kind of access to the database. So that is the reason we used to use what, jump server or bastion server, correct? So we used to connect these two, Okay,
Okay.
we used to connect these two through which the admin or authorized person able to can access through jump server. That is the reason jump server used to do, right? So only so and backend there is a connection between these two. Okay,
Mm.
web server and database server. Okay, if you want to connect, you can able to connect through it, which through you can able to connect like this. Okay,
Mm.
because backend data need to be fetched, right? If you want to fetch the backend data, there is a connection which means we'll open some port, database related port, right? So if you
Okay.
want to fetch the data, you can able to do, which means there is this is also kind of network. This is also kind of network. You are connecting some gem server to database server. Okay, this is also connect using the network itself. Okay, just because of network only you have a connection establishment. Just because of network only you both are connecting. This is front end, you can say. This is back end, you can say. So back end is connecting here front end. So then only this user or any person can able to fetch their data, correct?
Mm.
So that is a called as network, right?
Okay.
So yeah. So thing is, in real cases, okay,
Mm.
in Docker also. Okay, so that is about AWS. We'll discuss about um, this Docker. One second, let me take good pen.
Even if we like see from EC2 we are installing Docker, and from Docker we are I mean um, or building image from on the top of the image we are doing containers. In that containers we are implementing some website.
Hmm.
So even the user will access through EC2, either if it is
Hmm.
public then we use 80 port, if it is private we use 443 by installing SSL certificate to the EC2 URL, right?
No, it's not like that public and private. Actually,
Mm.
everything is in public. Okay, if you are
Okay.
accessing some web server, which means it
Mm.
is in public. It's not about like that. So default port is 80. The port
Okay.
is default port is 80. So
Mm.
whenever you install the server, any server called as Nginx, Apache, whatever, so the default port will get 80 only. So which will work on HTTP port,
Yeah, HTTP.
right? But if you want to make it secure, okay, if you
We
want to
move
make it
to
secure, you
HTTPS.
have to use SSL certification.
Mm. So
Okay,
this SSL certification will be installed to the EC2 URL, right?
so you should actually get the SSL certificate from the so and so authority. So
Yeah, yeah, that's
there will be
that
a
I know.
company. Yeah, yeah. So there will be a company. That company will provide the certificates. Okay,
Mm.
you have to keep that certificate in the server.
Oh,
Okay, you have to map. You have to map or you have to keep that certificates in the server itself. Okay, whenever you keep these certificates in the whatever the wherever the certificates are, that path you need to map to the particular server. Okay, so where
okay.
whenever you do at the moment, whenever you do all these things, whenever you move map with the certificates and path with the server, then you have to remove this 80 as a default part, and you have to make it as a 443 port.
Okay.
So then what happens is this HTTP becomes HTTPS, and your server whatever website or domain you get HTTPS security,
Mm. Got it.
right? So that's how
Mm.
it works. One second. So I wrote many things, but it's difficult to remove. One second. Where is this? One second, Rakesh. It's dropped.
Mm.
You can also take OpenSSL certificates too.
Okay.
Only this cursor is showing here. Okay, now it's came. But what is this? It is not showing here anything. Right here. It's okay. So let me close this. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry for waiting you. Yes. So, um, so Docker networking. So we are talking Docker. So basically, Docker networking allows containers to communicate each other. Okay, container to container communication. Okay, so if we take a basic example, so like a classic container as an example, like usual scenario. Okay, you have actually host. This is a host you can consider. This is a host EC2 instance. Okay, so you can maybe if it is EC2 or physical anything. Okay, so on top of this host, let's say you have installed Docker. So 100% on top of host only we are going to install Docker, right?
Mm.
So this is a Docker. You are actually trying to install a Docker. On top of Docker only we have a containers, right?
Mm.
So on top of this you have installed Docker, but you might have installed multiple containers also, right? So maybe in our case you can consider this container 1 and container 2 on top of Docker itself, right?
Mm.
In this container 1 and container 2 you are going to keep something, any applications, okay, basic development applications. Okay, so there um, so here containers can able to talk each other. Okay, in this it can, these are all just basic application. Okay, this container can belong into your anything, maybe you can consider e-commerce or finance or anything. Okay, this container if it is related to finance or e-commerce, okay, any that kind of big application I'm talking about. Okay, okay, so next to this is related like development related. any development in the sense maybe front end related or front end in the sense you can say login, all these things will be there, right? Okay, so then this container and this container should be talk each other because this is a backend you can consider, right? This backend and front end should be talk each other, correct?
Mm.
So whenever you connect this only, so if there is a network connection only, they talk each other, correct?
Yeah.
You can consider this as a network. Okay,
Mm.
so in this case, let's say if the front end container and this instead of instead of finance container, let's call it as a backend container. Okay, so don't talk any front end and all, sorry,
Mm.
finance and all, just call it as a backend and front end. We'll talk backend and front end.
Okay.
Okay, so um, there is a common way talk each other. Okay, container talk to one another. Okay, so that means there has to be networking way of container talk each other using IP address. Okay, and if you leave this case, by default any container should definitely talk to host, right? In default actually, earlier we had actually a lot of containers we created, still it is existed in your machine, right? You did not create any network, so by default it is actually connecting to the host. Through host itself you have done all these things. Okay, basically these containers are very lightweight, so all these things, correct? If you're taking example of virtual machine, so what happens with virtual machine, each virtual machine has operating system. If you take any virtual machine, each virtual machine, for example window has one operating system, it is ubuntu has operating system, and it has separate IP address, correct? And it is also for, you have some IP address 192.118.6 dot something like this, correct? So each of the application, like any kind of application, these two applications are isolated completely, correct? In virtual machine, even if it is in the same machine, also these two are different IP address you will have, correct?
Mm.
Okay, so like subnet mask, okay, subnet using different subnet mask, you will have one IP, this for this have separate IP, right? So but basically, let's say you have 172.16 dot something like that. Okay, maybe for example I can consider this 172.16.1.1. For this you can consider 172.19.4.6 something like this. Okay, so this network and these two networks are completely isolated, different IPs. This IP is different and this IP is different in virtual machine, correct?
Yeah.
So there is no any common. So there is no any common connection in the virtual machines, correct? So this scenario, so we can one can be one container should talk another. This is different, right? In this case you try to understand, in the docker you are creating a containers, okay, in the same area on top of docker itself. So you are creating container 1 and container 2, but thing is it is in the same area, but still in this case in one machine you are creating two different virtual machines and you are installing different operating systems with the different IP addresses, correct? Okay, but in this
Hello.
case, yeah, hello Rakesh.
Yeah, yeah. I just cut. I mean, y- now I'm able to hear you.
Okay,
For 2 seconds, I am not able to hear.
that's okay. So yeah, in this case, containers should talk each other. Okay,
Mm.
because so front end, back end, both are in this case. Front end and both are, see, to try to understand these two scenarios. This case is two different operating systems with two
Mm.
different IP addresses. Okay,
Mm.
there is no any case to talk each other. No, no, not right, right? No, not there, right? In virtual
Mm.
machine, if you keep different machines, that's fine. Both are different. But in this case, on top of host machine, you install Docker. On top of this, you just created two Docker containers, right? So one is you say you named it as a backend. One other one is you named it as a front end, correct? Because front end should be talk to the backend. Because if you are trying to access front end, the request, whatever the backend data should be fetched, correct?
Hmm.
Okay. In this case, it's in this case in this case you need to have a separate isolation, two different missions, two different IPS addresses, subnet mask, etc. Okay, but in this case it is a common, okay, common network. Okay, so
Hmm.
like which has very um, secure information about your details. For example, in this case, if you are running any e-commerce related information, e-commerce related or finance related, okay, so what happens is, so this must be very much secure. Clear? This should have a lot of sensitive data. So you store different information, and backend, whatever the backend, you may store different data like your names, you name it as name or IDs, card details, okay, and
Hmm.
some personal information. All your details will be stored in backend itself, correct? So where whereas you have first container that just like a login container. It's like the login in the sense front end, it will not store anything. This is just like a login, right? Okay, so anybody who has access to your login container, it should have access payment container, right? Because this is very basic container, this small basic container. Like he can be development user, or it can be admin, or it can be anybody. Okay, but if you want to, if you want logical isolation between these two containers, there is no isolation so far, right? So
Hmm.
in this case, both can be operate as a same, right? So this should be isolated. If you want, something, if you want to make different, okay, if you want to make backend separate and front end separate, there is no network same common. So you should have isolation. So container network offer you both of these isolations, both of them very important. So that is the reason networking are available. Okay,
Okay.
networking that are available, and that are different type of networkings we have. If so actually in the same Docker, if you keep two containers, one should be, you need to show some privacy for this. Clear?
Hmm.
This is okay if anybody can come and go, but if it is hack, what happens? Problem, right? The person can
Hmm.
come and he can able to access this also. What happens?
Yeah.
There is sensitive data inside this. So in this
Hmm.
case, we have an isolation part. We should
Okay.
isolate it. Okay,
Hmm.
because you should be secure this information. Correct.
Hmm.
So that is the reason we have networking part. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, I will, let me make it. I will draw other one. Okay, let me take it. So now how does container basically talk operating system, or how does container talk to the host? Let's see in this. Try to understand this. Okay, this is just a host machine, like anything like EC2 machine or something. You can consider host, either it is a physical or EC2 or anything. Okay,
Okay.
in this, just understand this concept. Just this is a container. This is a container. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. This container has an application. Okay, you can consider this is one app. Okay, this is an application.
Okay.
Okay, host can be anything, but okay, okay, the end by default, whatever you are creating host, or even if you look at your laptop, there is a network called E0, ETH E0. So if you go, if config in Windows IP config, Okay, you will see this ETH0.
Hmm.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, ETH0 is a special network that is available out of, actually that is available, but not, we don't need to discuss about this. Okay,
Hmm.
so let's consider this. My host machine has some IP address. Okay, that IP address is, you can consider this as a ETH0. Okay, okay, some 192 dot 118 dot 6 dot 2 1 2 3 4 something. Okay, something
Okay.
like this. It has one IP address. Clear?
Yeah.
So here you have a container. This is your container. Okay, again, each zero network is default. Okay, created for any resource that you are creating, whether it is a container or virtual machine or anything. So it should have ETH0. It should also have, because it is connected with the internet through which it.
Hmm.
Okay, it should have, even if it is container or anything. Even if it is host machine also, you have ETH0. You have ETH0 if it is a container also. You understood?
Yeah.
So maybe it has some IP address, maybe uh, 192.17.5.1. Hey, don't focus on it, okay? I'm just taking random. Okay. Now you can clearly see that there is a network. Okay. There is a subnet difference. Okay, two different. Okay. Or you can say, you can take this as a 172 better. Okay. There is a subnet difference. Something, it is in 192 series, this is in 172 series. Clear?
Hmm.
Okay. So this is a host IP address, and this is a container IP address. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So you may get question. So why does container has IP address? As you said earlier, in port networking, you don't, container does not IP address. I will talk about this later. Okay, just keep this question in your mind. Okay,
Okay.
if you try to ping, so through which, if you try to ping this network, so it is in somewhere, it is already somewhere on top of Docker. That's fine. Okay, this container is also in your host machine. Okay, your
Hmm.
host has IP address, it is trying to connect, but the thing is, so whenever container can ping the host, ping, whenever it is pinging, so you will get error.
Okay.
Okay, so whenever you create a container, okay, so in this case you will get error. Why? If you try to ping from this container to this host, you will get error because there is no any connection. I'll tell you why. Okay,
Like only one way connection is there
yeah,
from host to container, not.
actually I did not mention any network so far. Okay, so
Okay.
network attachment not there right now. So
Okay.
background what happening, I'm telling you actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
So under this container, so let's see, this is it. You can consider v virtual eth. So if this allows, then I can write. It is not allowing. V eth, ETH0. This is ETH, container ETH. This is host ETH. So and there is a V ETH, virtual ETH, through which,
Hmm.
so there is a Docker 0. So Docker, through which it will connect to the Docker 0. So you don't ask me what is Docker 0, and actually this will be designed from the Docker people. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now, so you can also try to uh, try it on your laptop and see, without this virtual network a container cannot talk to the host. This is the main part. You clear? I'm not much flexible about this pens. Okay, so this is very important part. Clear?
Yeah.
So whenever, so you can also try to say let's see, this part, without this container could not able to talk. There is no any connection through which only it can able to communicate. Am I clear this?
Yeah.
So by default, whenever you are creating a container, Okay, this get created, this one.
Hmm.
Okay, right? So and this is called as bridge networking. Oh my god, this is called bridge networking. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so as I said yesterday, the same one. So bridge networking in the sense, if anybody asks in interview, what is the Docker default network? The Docker default network is bridge
Bridge
network.
network. Yeah.
By default, whenever you create a container or whenever you configure the Docker thing, so whenever you create a container using any image, so by default, that image or that container will be established or it will be created on top of one network. That
Hmm.
network called as a bridge network.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but how container can talk to your host by default? Using this bridge. So this, why actually telling this is a bridge where it has gone. Yeah. So this is, you can consider this to the host to container. There is a bridge.
Hmm.
Okay, that is bridge. Okay, just for understanding, I'm telling. Just keep in mind like this. Okay,
Hmm.
to host to container, if you want to go through, there is no, actually there is no anything, a ladder and barrier, something in, nothing is there. Okay, there is no any ladder to go and here and there. So you can consider you established one bridge. Okay, you can consider like that. Okay, and this
Okay.
bridge network is virtual Ethernet.
Hmm.
Okay, this bridge network has virtual Ethernet, right? So this is called as veth, this one, and this through Docker 0. So
Okay.
so if you try to delete this network, or if you try to manipulate, or if you want to change anything, the container can never talk to your host if something happens to this. Okay, you manipulated this. Okay,
Hmm.
you disturbed this part. So what happens, this container cannot directly talk to through without this. No, nothing is possible. It should talk through here itself. If you break it, what happens? There is no communication.
Okay.
That is how they actually designed this. Okay, okay, what happens if container cannot talk to the host?
Like we not able to transfer any files, and also we
We
not able to access the website which is
Yes,
hosted in
first of
container.
all, you could not able to go inside the container.
Yeah.
Okay, if container like all of you something like what I can say, um, if already you know that container does not have complete operating system, or container requires, like example, if you user is trying to access your application within the container, but container is sitting inside your host. Okay,
Hmm.
if user is only able to access your host and not your container, then your application is sitting inside your container, it's not reachable. You understood? So
Yeah.
without this, okay, that means there is no point of you using containers, right? So what happens if there is no bridge network? If there is no bridge network, I'm talking about. Okay, what happens if there is no bridge network? Or what happens if there is no any Docker 0, like this kind of. Okay, whatever you are creating a container, you would land on into a problem, or you will get a issues. You will face the issues. You will see a lot of problems, because the application that you have installed in the container is not readable from the internet. Okay, if the
Okay.
application is not reachable from the internet, then users or clients cannot ask, I mean cannot read, cannot access application, your application. Okay, that means your application not acceptable. Okay, there is no point of installing your application inside your container. Why their application need to be keep in your container? So if they can't access it, Okay, that's why uh, that's the reason default network you have. Okay, if this is not available by default, the setup is taking too much time. Okay, by default you will get something, this bridge network. Okay, if nothing
Okay.
is there, it is not that much easy to connect communicate with the host and container. Again, you if you want to establish this without a bridge network, not possible. By default they will give you one uh, default network. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, next. Okay. Okay, that is only network. Okay, so what is so Docker offer you multiple ways. Okay, not only bridge. Docker offer you different networks. Okay, the virtual Ethernet is not only way how to talk the container. Okay, the virtual Ethernet is not only the way how container talk to your host. Okay, there are
Okay.
different ways. There are different ways. You know that one is, let me clear this. Oh shit. One is first way is, okay, bridge. The other one is host. Okay, and disadvantages also advantages also there using networks. Okay, host networking, for example, host networking. I think it is. I could not able to write. Okay, so the other networking option is host networking. Okay, first one we discussed about bridge. Next one is host networking.
Okay.
The container, okay, means containers will directly use the network of your host. That means what is host? In our case, in this case, host. This is host. This is a container. The container directly is accessing to host. That is that is called as host networking. So in
Okay.
this case, what does is, in this case what Docker does is, whenever you are creating a container, Docker will directly bind your container with the ETH0, okay, of your host. Clear?
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So both of them are in the same area, same block. Okay. Using same subnet. Okay. So by default, whenever you are trying from the container to host, is it possible? Anyone who is trying to access application inside your container can directly talk to your application through which, okay, because host networking and Docker networking is same. Host network is same, Docker networking is, anyone can come and do anything, right?
Yeah.
See, Rakesh, using bridge networking, without a bridge you could not talk to this guy. Okay, so if your host is directly giving the access to the your container, anybody can able to access your container, right? Okay, so this is really problematic.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the primary reason to go container itself is they are very secure in nature. They should be in a secure. If they are not secure, you have to make them to secure. Definitely, you should give the security to your applications or containers. Okay, or if the networking is common, okay, someone who is access your host, okay, by default, because of your container as well as your host shares in the same network, this way the again issue. Clear? Tell me why.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
I mean, Like for the bridge network,
Bridge network we have Ethernet,
yeah.
VETH and Docker 0. So this through which you are connecting to the host. So
Hmm.
in between to container to host there is actually bridge. Clear?
Yeah.
In the host networking, container to host. Okay, nothing is there. Directly people if somebody can able to access host machine, automatically they can able to access this container.
Okay.
If somebody has, for example, I am as a hacker, I actually got credentials of host. Clear?
Hmm.
So whenever I got the credentials of host, automatically I can able to access your data, right?
Yeah,
Able to
yeah.
access your application, right? So there is no any security. So host network means on top of host itself container is running.
Okay.
Okay. In the bridge networking, what happens actually? So there is actually Ethernet and Docker 0 in between. So what happens if somebody want to try to access? First of all, they should go through it. Go through like this. If somebody can able to access this host network, so he can able to stop. For example, I created. I can if he can crack itself only, he can able to access this container or application.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
But in this case, everybody can able to come. Okay. So if they get access of host, if they get access of host, they can come and they can do anything here. So somewhat it's complicated, and no, somewhat it is what I can say, insecure. Okay. Most insecure way creating networking is called host networking. Clear?
Yeah.
And there are other ways to say, I think that is called as overlay. This is very complicated network where we will use in Kubernetes. Okay. So far, just keep it aside. Okay. Overlay is little in overlay where we will use Docker Swarm and Kubernetes. Okay. For container orchestration purpose, we will use it. So I'll also show you that PPT. So how what is overlay, you will get a bit idea about it. Okay, no worries about that also. Okay. So is there if there are multiple cores like and if you want to create a cluster on this multiple host or overlapping will create a network that is common across the multiple host. So I don't want to go very much detail. Multiple, there are multiple, in the sense multiple clusters. You understood? Hosts,
Yeah.
multiple hosts, lot of hosts, one host, two host, three host. If you want to host connection, so then you will use what is that? Overlay networking. Okay,
Hmm.
that we will see. That we will see in Kubernetes. Not a big deal. Okay, so I don't want to
Okay.
go inside too much overlay. So, but you will get to know that what is overlay when I open the PPT. Clear?
Hmm. Got it.
So you don't even have worry about it. There are networking. Okay, but these three are very popular networks. One, what is bridge, host to overlay. So actually my pun is not working properly. Try to understand
Hmm.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now if you go back to the previous example. Okay, where is that? Okay, I'll write. No problem. I'll write. Okay. So I will draw here again. This is host. Host. You can consider this as a host. Host machine.
Hmm.
On top of host machine, you will install Docker. On top of Docker, we do have a virtual ETH. Ether means Ethernet.
Yeah.
Okay, Ether. So on top of this is connection. You will have a container.
Mm.
This is a container. In this container has some ETH also. ETH. So this is, you can consider container. So if you install container, or if you create a container which is called as this container one, right? So
Yeah.
using ETH0 container through Docker 0 and host. This is the way actually. Okay.
Mm.
I would like to take a container 2 on top of this. Clear? Try to understand. This is container 2. Okay. This is a
Okay.
container 1. This is a container. In this case, I am going to use banking. Okay. This
Mm.
is just login page. Okay. You understood?
Yeah.
In this container, I am just keeping it as a one front end page, login page. But back end, what happened? There is a banking, means finance. Finance projects are very, very secure and it is very sensitive projects. If one transaction misses na, your entire company will collapse. That is that much dangerous projects will be there in banking. Okay.
Okay.
So and especially in USA, not about India. I don't know about India. In USA, so if you miss one transaction, so they will file a case. Simply. Okay. And if you go back to the this example, so this is logging container and this is finance container. You can consider banking. Okay,
Mm.
in previous example, I was saying that one front end and back end examples, right?
Yeah.
Back end and front end. So definitely in that case, they both talk each other, one each other, correct? But here, one of the container is just to only for login page, okay? Other one is related to banking related, back end related, okay? Banking. So this container has completely isolated. Why? Tell me why?
Hello.
Yes, Rakesh. This container, I'm requesting you, I'm recommending you to isolate from this container. Why? Tell me.
Uh,
Because it is a financial related, right? Very secure and sensitive data will be there.
yeah.
Okay. So if you don't isolate, what will happen? This container, what happens? This container will go like this and it will go and talk to the host like this. Clear? So there is a common path for this container 1 and container 2. There is a common path, right? Hmm? So if one hacker came, this hacker able to access host. He cracked some uh, like login credentials for suppose for host. He could able to access your maybe for in your case EC2. EC2 they can able to enter through EC2. So what happens is, so they can for example if they crack here also, for example this network. So what happens, he can able to enter this sensitive data also and this container also, correct?
Okay.
If he can crack one thing, he can get complete two container access. That means both of them are using in the same virtual network, right? V Ethernet.
Mm.
So in this case, what happens is actually they both are container one and container two talking to the host through which only one common virtual Ethernet. There is a common path. Okay, so this common path, hacker can able to come and access both containers at a time. So that is the reason this separate banking related banking related projects are highly sensitive data called finance or anything. So you should be isolated from the other containers. Is it clear very much?
Yeah.
So there is a common path here. This is a common path. That is the reason I am recommending you to keep separate networks.
Okay.
Okay. So one container can talk to the host, and other container also should talk to the host. How? Separate. Instead of this is host, right? This container should talk like this, and also this container should talk through Ethernet, Docker 0, and host. Clear? This host, common host.
Yeah.
Okay. So which means you are creating two different networks, two different bridge
Mm-hmm.
network for two different containers. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So uh, that's okay. So this is um so I think okay. So some people might be okay, right? Maybe they want only common network. Some people will wish that will get only common network is also fine. I don't have any problem to talking each other. So I don't have any issues. I don't have any that much sensitive data. No problem. I want to if they can talk each other also, not a big deal. Some people will be there. That kind of people also will be there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
want any network isolation because of my container. If my container in the same network also, no problem. They Some people will be
Yeah.
like that. Okay, so this can be
Yeah, it's not that.
yeah, right.
Mm.
So there are two cases. One is container talk to container 2 in same network. Okay, next
Mm.
container 1, this one, okay, talk to container 2, the different. You clearly understood this?
Okay. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are two cases. One is container 1 should talk to the another container, and second case is container 1 should not talk to the another should not talk to the another container. One is actually, one case is these two
Yeah, I got
containers
it.
should talk to the each other. Another container is actually should not
Mm.
talk, which means you should have isolation.
See, for same examples, even EC2, if
Hmm.
you have two instances, we can
Hmm.
access from one instance. We can access file explorer with another system.
Yes.
It will happen because there is some connection. But for some instances, there will be no connection. We have to directly log in through
Yes.
RDP itself. So
Yes.
yeah, I got the difference. Yeah.
For example, earlier case, previous we have discussed about container 1 and container 2, right? So this
Mm.
for one is actually back end. Okay.
Mm.
Second one is front end,
Mm.
right? As you said.
Yeah.
So this, whenever if somebody want to access as a administrator or a user, so you want to access through front end itself. Okay, in this case,
Mm.
backend and front end should be talk each other. Why? Because my data is there in backend. My tables are there. My data is there in backend. Through front end itself, you can able to access. Is it clear? Because
Yeah.
this data should be fetched. You are keeping backend for secure purpose. Okay, so these both are connected. Okay, but both are connected in this case. First container 1 and container 2. This case, container 1 and container 2 in the same network, they can talk to each other. But in this case, container and container 2 should not talk. Both are, let me, oh, everything gone. Okay, this connection should not happen. Clear?
Okay.
This is just basic login application. So that is the reason we have connected these two, backend and front end. In this case, I want container 1 and container should be talk to each other. In this case, I don't. I kept a very sensitive data in container 2. So that is the reason this container and container 1 should not have to talk to each other. I want to make it separate isolation. So that's the reason I created my separate network. Clear?
Mm.
Okay. So using host, you can definitely directly talk to the host. That is a problem. Okay, but in bridge
Okay.
network, so you cannot directly talk to the host. That is a difference. Okay, so if
Got it.
there is logical network isolation, how would you achieve this? Okay, Actually, the application has very secure information, like any database or any employee details or any kind of sensitive information or vaults, keys or secrets, anything. If you want to keep, that will be, you will keep in some container too in our case. Okay, finance related organizations, banking related organizations. Okay, so so you will keep, and you are not isolate, you are not connecting to the container one, you are making it isolation and you are creating different network. Okay, so there has to be one logical network isolation. Okay, how do you achieve this? Okay, so this can be achieved again by using the business network itself. Okay, so
Okay.
as I told you, there are three networks in clear. One is bridge network, the other one is host network, another one is overlay network. Using host is definitely not recommendable because directly it is connecting to the host. Okay, so that's what overlay network is very complicated, as I said clearly. So don't want to do this. So how do you achieve this network? Means, so what Docker does is it allow you to create own custom bridge networks. Actually, this is default we are talking, but if in this case, if you want, you can create your own custom bridge networks for every container.
Hmm. Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Hey Lokesh, previously you
You
told
mean
me.
for I got it. Like for custom is like um, we can either use the connection between two containers, or else we can directly um, I mean build a network through host to the container directly.
So
That's
initially default, actually while you are creating the container, you will get default network, right? Right?
yeah,
So you, what you will
yeah,
do is you will remove this and you will create one network and you will attach to that container. Clear? Simple.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you might have asked Lokesh, previously you told me that there is only one bridge network. Why you are telling that multiple? Yes, you can create multiple bridge networks. So through which you can able to
Okay,
achieve this problem.
okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. By default, container will talk to the host. That is what you need to keep in mind. Okay. So let me clear this. Okay. So if I have to explain one more example, I'll tell you. Yeah. So I have, this is host.
okay.
Okay. So I do
Mm,
have some 170.1.2.3. Okay. Anything else? So this is ETH0.
mm,
ETH0. It is, every host has Ethernet. Okay. And I
mm,
have a container. This is container 1, container 2, container 3. You can consider C1, C2, C3. I have three containers. This is, you can consider login container. This is login container. This is log out or backend. You can consider backend. This is front end. Okay. This is finance or any banking related project is working is there inside this. Okay.
mm.
Okay, I just split it like these containers. So this is very important for you. Okay, I do have other container also. You can consider. Okay, so in this case, what we will do is we will create one virtual Ethernet. Through virtual Ethernet, we will connect this containers, container one and connector. Because if you want to access this, okay, if you want to access, no, not directly, just through which if you want to access this container one, because these two are, in this case, these two are common, right? This should, we should connect, right? Because this is login page and this is logout page. Okay, in this case, so Docker 0 will be there. Docker 0 is connecting, and Docker 0 will be connected to host. Okay, here we are actually connecting container 1 and container 2, backend and front end. So we are isolating, this is, we are actually isolating different one, this one. So we can create e is 0, Docker 0, and you are creating, you are connecting to the host. Clear? This is how you can able to isolate. Isolation in token using bridge network itself. Okay, if I have to explain about this, so I can able to connect like this because these two are established. First one I told container 1 and container 2 should be talk each other in the sense through which it can talk, and other one is the container 1 cannot talk to the container 2 using isolation. If you want to isolate, you can isolate like this. Okay,
Hmm.
so yeah, yeah. So this is theory. I think this is, I think you can understand this theory very much. So what I will do is I can create the custom bridge network using the Docker network command. Okay, when and using what happens is when I create a new network for Docker run command, I can simply pass one argument called hyphen hyphen network. Clear? I will pass the
Okay.
argument, and what happens is this will connect to the virtual bridge network that you created. Okay, you can call this as anything like ETH 0. Okay, container 3 is completely isolated from the container 1. Is it clear? So this is how network
Okay.
in Docker is very useful. So communicate between the container to container. By default, there is a common network that is called as Docker 0 or virtual Ethernet, as you know, right? So whereas if you want to even segregate, or if you want to even create network isolation, you can achieve it by using bridge network. Multiple bridge networks you can create. Custom bridge network you can create. Clear? I will show you something. Better try to understand
Yeah.
which, because it is like visualization, very much clear. You can understand. See this. Bridge network, host network, null network. We do have all these things. Null network means there is no any kind of connection. Okay, if you want to keep only, that is for testing purpose. If you want to keep it, you can use null network. Okay, we'll see this also overlay McLaren in future. Okay, so see this v eth 0. You see this v
Okay.
ethernet. Now you can able to understand this picture. This is a default network. Containers on the same bridge network can communicate each other.
Okay.
You see here Docker 0. Docker 0 is actually having one kind of IP address. This is there has ports also. Okay. There is V Ethernet, V Ethernet, V Ethernet, V Ethernet. Okay. Same way, virtual machine, I mean host machine. So actually, this is little change actually. So reverse, I said reverse. Okay. So this one is container one. This is container two. This is container. Actually, in our case, it is ulta. You understood? Reverse. I actually wrote here
Yeah. Yeah.
container one, container two, container three like that. Clear? So here actually container has given
Hmm.
down. That's it. Nothing else. So every container has ETH 0 Ethernet. Same container 2 has the same
Hmm.
Ethernet. There is actually link between this whatever Docker 0. Okay, using some port. So you understood, right, clearly? So through which Docker 0 is connected to host.
Yeah.
Docker 0 is connected to host like this. So this is how host can able to come connect through a container like this. Oh, sorry. This is Docker 0. Okay. Docker 0 has a IP address. Okay. It has port. For example, in our case 80. Okay. This is port. Okay, okay. So this port may be same. Clear? We virtual Ethernet is there. This virtual
Yeah.
Ethernet is connected to another Ethernet of container. Okay, it has one IP address that is actually related to Ethernet IP address. Don't say that why container has IP address. This is different. This is for communicating internal purpose. Clear? This IP address cannot able to access this Ethernet related IP. Okay, it has port. Container has port. This port will communicate. Okay, then connection will be established. Clear?
Okay.
If you go and check your IP config in your machine, you can see Ethernet. Okay, so networking knowledge must have. You see here bridge network.
Okay.
So internet through internet router connected from where here Docker 0 is there. Okay, so it is also one
Mm.
machine. This is host machine. This is host machine. Okay, host machine means our EC2
Okay.
instance or physical machine anything. You can consider this is a host machine. Okay,
Mm.
you internet given to this. Okay, this
Mm.
part you try to understand. This is internet you are giving through router, you connected to laptop. Okay,
Laptop.
so
Yeah.
here on top of this Docker is, you actually install Docker. Okay, so Docker 0 will be there. Docker 0 will be taking care anything. So Docker 0 has virtual Ethernet. Okay, whenever
Mm.
you created
Yeah.
virtual Ethernet will be there. Through virtual Ethernet, you can create container 1, container 2, container 3. Clear? So
Yeah.
every container, if you want to, you can like this also. That's how.
Okay.
Next. So these are all points, main points actually. This is default network mode. Whenever you create a container without specifying a network, Docker attaches to bridge network. Is it clear? We have done earlier.
Yeah.
If you are not specified any network, automatically Docker will take care that. So it will defaultly, it will give bridge network. This network allows containers to communicate each other using IP address. Okay, so internal, for internal purpose, this IP address I am not asking you to expose outside using port mapping. You can't use that IP address. That internal purpose, we virtual Ethernet has an IP address through which host can communicate, not for you. That is not accessible.
Okay.
Okay, so very much clear. You got answer for your
Yeah.
question, right? And internal Docker network,
Yeah.
container on the same bridge network can communicate with each other directly via IP address. Okay,
Mm.
containers on the same bridge network communicate with each other
With each
directly.
other
So it
directly
is for
via IP
internal
address.
purpose. See, internal Docker networking purpose, through IP address, host and container can talk to. Clear? And also port, external port. External port, whenever it comes in the sense, whenever you want to expose it to, whenever it expose, you need to keep external port. Okay. For internal purpose,
Mm.
they will talk to you, they will talk each other using IP address. So Docker
Okay.
manages IP addressing DNS solution for containers on the bridge network. So who are managing? Docker is managing using Docker 0. Clear? Docker O you can
Okay.
say. I should not say Docker O you can say. So Robo
Mm.
O, O.1, O.2 like that. You can say O.
Mm.
Network isolation. Containers connected to the bridge network are isolated by default from the external network unless you explicitly expose ports. This is your answer. Clear? Network
Mm.
containers connected to the bridge network are
So,
isolated by default external networks unless you explicitly expose ports to the other networking options. Clear? So best practice actually, with my
yeah.
experience I'm telling. So container, I did not see anywhere IP address of container. So that is for internal purpose. Nowhere you can use that IP address. 100% sure.
Okay.
That is 100% I am sure about it. Clear? So if you want to expose
Yeah.
your container, you can use only port. That's it. Whatever the container IPs, container does not have IP, Ethernet has IP. Clear? Okay.
Mm.
So if you are talking
Yeah.
to the container, not to the Ethernet, right?
Mm.
Okay. So that's how. So see port mapping. I think you got answer here. Whenever you run a container with the port mapping, I can publish to Docker set rules and it forward. Someone can you go outside. Is anybody there to take care?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rakesh? Yeah. So you see, this is your important point. Clear? So
Yeah.
whenever
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
run the container with the port mapping,
Mm.
okay,
Mm.
-p or publish. Docker set up the rules in host firewall to forward traffic to the container IP address and port. That's how. Next to bridge network. What is bridge network? Custom bridge networks.
Okay.
You can create a custom bridge network using the Docker network create a command. That's it. Custom bridge network allows you to define the subnet ranges, specify gateway, and configure other options to suit your application's network requirements. Next, container communication. How? Internal purpose. Intra communication with the containers. Container to container communication. Container on the same bridge
Yeah.
network can communicate each other. This is very important point and easy point. Okay. Using seer. Containers can able to communicate using the bridge network with each other by using their container names or IP addresses. Okay. Docker automatically handles DNS resolution for the container names within bridge network. Externally
Okay.
connectivity. Whenever container on the
So,
bridge
Lokesh, I
network
have a doubt.
access, yeah,
Like internally connected is, can we use 80 port also, right? For internal connection.
that is see, I'm talking about
Okay,
networking
you are talking about container to container.
networking part.
Okay.
Okay, networking part. How container and host talking means using virtual Ethernet. There has
Hmm.
IPs. Okay, these IPs. Okay,
Okay.
through which these networking will talk. Okay, if you
Hmm.
want to talk to your application, I'm talking about application. Okay,
Hmm.
this application you want to expose, you need to keep 80 or some other, and you will have 80 port you need to open through which you can able to access. Clear?
Yeah.
So that is for outside. Outside person want to access this, so they can able to do like this. Clear?
Okay, got it. Hmm.
Still, if you have a confusion while we are doing practical, so you can understand. In port mapping, already you got idea,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So yeah.
Hmm.
So this what we are here, right? Container on the same bridge network can communicate with each other using their container names or IP address. Okay. Um, Container automatically handles DNS result. Hey man. So again I'm telling this container,
Yeah.
don't confuse yourself. IP address means okay. How they are communicating in the sense T like this. So I thought you are
I mean, let's have practical. Then I can understand, I guess.
no, no, no,
I'm
one
not
minute.
confusing.
No, 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 1 minute, 1 minute. I'll tell you very much clear. So maybe I'll go back one step. Go back one step. One more step. It's okay. Let's see. See here, containers communicating. How containers are not communicating with a 80 port. Where you are, it is communicating through Ethernet.
Hmm.
Okay, Ethernet has IP addresses. Clearly, it has IP address Ethernet. Through
Okay.
that IP addresses communicate. They are actually communicating through this V Ethernet. Okay, not ports. Internal communication, that is intra communication. Okay, okay. So
Hmm.
that port for exposing is different. Inside there is a setup actually. For communication purpose, there is a setup using virtual Ethernet. Okay, it a container has one Ethernet and host has Ethernet. Host has one IP address for Ethernet related, and container has one Ethernet IP address through which only every container has one Ethernet. Through that IP address only communicate. The containers will talk to each other. Very much clear.
Yeah.
That's how. So Docker automatically handles DNS resolution for container names with the bridge network. That's fine. External connectivity. Containers on the bridge network can access internet or external network if the Docker host has external
External
connectivity,
connection.
and if you configure the container approximately using DNS servers. It's okay. Okay. So these are all commands. How we can able
Okay.
to create the network. These are all
Okay.
commands. Okay. Next, bridge network related photo. I mean, example.
Hmm.
Okay. In bridge network, if you want to isolate, what did you say? So this is one host machine. The internet will connect like this. Ethernet 0, Docker 0 is connected through host. Another Docker 0 is connected here. Okay. So through which one Ethernet, virtual Ethernet will be there. Through which one network. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And this is another one. Okay, this is another bridge network. This is one network and this is another network. In this one network you created container 1, container 2, container 3. In this network you created container 1, container 2. Clear?
Hmm. Got it.
So every Ethernet, if you observe, you clearly observe, there is IP address. Clear? Every Ethernet has IP address.
Hmm.
Clear? So through which this IP address, host IP address, this Docker 0 IP address and Ethernet IP address, it will communicate. That's what I'm trying to say. This IP address is not for expose. This is not for expose. Okay. Container, if you want to expose inside the application, example Java application, for that you need to give one IP address, sorry, one port, any port. Okay, this port and host port, maybe if it is related to 8000, through which you can able to expose it or you need to publish it. Okay, Rakesh,
Okay.
I'm telling you, please ask me the questions.
I got. I like. I have an idea. Let's
Hmm.
see in the practical ones.
Okay, right. Hostnet, what is host network? You know already. So I
Yeah.
explained what is the purpose of host.
Like we can create a network only for the particular container using the same host.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
container directly talk to the host. There is
Hmm.
no any that much. Okay,
Hmm.
container directly can able to talk to the host.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so I have taken some pictures from somewhere. So this is host network.
Hmm.
Next, using Docker network.
But
Tell
host
me.
and bridge.
See, I'll tell you. Oh, that question you should not get in mind. This is
No,
host.
the diagram looks same similar.
This
That's
is
why.
host. I'll tell you. This is host.
Ah, yeah,
Okay.
host.
So you are connecting through internet.
Hmm.
So that should be connected with the Docker.
Hmm.
Docker 0. This is Docker O.
Yeah.
So everything, whatever the network is there, that network is in inside the host. You see it, the box
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
inside the host.
Hmm.
Okay, all the containers are inside the host itself.
Okay.
Maybe if it is different bridge only, even though it is a bridge network separately you connected, still inside the host only itself
Okay.
directly. Okay, so in our previous case, I'll tell you the previous case.
Got it.
See, where is the host? Here is
Yeah.
the host. These are all different networks, bridge
Hmm.
networks.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Got it.
and these are all commands. Let's see that later. Okay, this is null network. Null network means there is no any connection in between host to container. Clear?
Yeah.
No any connection. Null means no any connection between host to container. There is no any connection. why, you can ask me why I have to create a host network without any connection between this, in the sense, what do you say? For any test purpose, for my any use case or test purpose, I could create the network. That's it. Nothing else. Clear?
Mm.
Okay. So next, null network related. Containers is non-network mode, cannot connect to the internet. Clearly, you see, communicate within the containers and access external requests. No internet means you can't access, right?
Yeah.
Isolation. Containers is non-network mode, are completely isolated from the all the networks. They are useful when you want to run the container complete isolation without any network connectivity. So internal purpose inside container. Okay. So there is no connect any internet connectivity to your host network and then all. Just you can create the null network. Okay. Inside the itself you can do anything just for test purpose. If you want to test anything only, just you can do that. Local communication. You see this? No internet connectivity will be there. Despite not having external network access, container in non-network made can still communicate with other containers. Same Docker, very much easy. I tell you, very much clear. So in this, what happens, Rakesh? This is one container. Okay, this is
Okay.
null network container. Okay, another container you have with the bridge container. Clear? It does not have any connection to the host. It has connected connection to the host. Clear? And another host network is there. So there are different host. Bridge network one container is there. Host network one container is there. Null network one container is there. Okay. But if you want to talk to each other through null network, you can do. Okay. In null network, if you connect with the containers also, they can talk, but they can't access to outside. That's it. Containers can able to talk inside the containers. Okay. Inside the containers, inside the network, null network, they can talk to each other. But these containers, for example, you keep some website inside this, you can't expose out. Not possible. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Let me go to next slide. So yeah, this is all about. Okay, overlay we'll talk later. So right. So next, Rakesh. So what is the time now?
It's 5.
Okay, shall we continue? So can you show me what is the issue? At least I'll show. I will see the issue. So you have a time, right?
No, actually, can you connect tomorrow?
Yeah, no problem. I don't have any problem. Yeah. So you are sharing
Also.
screen.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
Just I want to see the issue. I'm not asking you to do it in front
Oh,
of.
got it, got it, got it.
Yeah. So I already said that just to show me the issue. After that, you can in off time or whenever you have enough time, so you can rectify the issue. That's it.
Like, see, here,
I
I,
understood the problem before you telling that only. I got issue. So can you show me the what exactly which web server you are trying to access?
I mean, you got the file layout, right? Uh,
Yeah.
See, that's what let me explain first from starting.
Okay.
So I created a Docker file.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I created a one directory. It's called my Nginx site, and in that, I created Docker file, default configuration, and HTML
Mm.
index. In index, I like some HTML code regarding the website,
Okay.
and in default, I provided the code that ChatGPT provided.
Okay. No problem. Ah.
Docker file. Using this Docker file, I built an image.
So okay,
It was successful.
one second, one second. You try to understand 2.3, the one which is in blue color. So that is related to Nginx site. Okay,
Okay.
you are actually configuring with the Nginx server. That is the main
Mm.
agenda here. Okay.
Yeah.
So can you show me whether Docker is, whether website is working or not? Can you show me the IP address and all? Just try to connect very fast. Let us close this issue. So is it container is working? Can you show me that console and show me whether it is working or not? Not here. So there, Docker is working or not?
I mean, I need to connect
Yeah,
AWS.
I want to see. Yeah, you can connect very fast, no problem. So I want to see that whether container is working or not first. Always it is asking MFA.
Hmm?
Is it continuously asking MFA every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I use it two different
Okay,
systems,
12.
right? Uh,
Docker networking, please try to read more and more, Rakesh.
okay, okay,
You
okay.
will forget.
Hmm.
That
I
is
will.
important. In the AWS also, in Docker, everywhere. Networking is more important. Docker PS, go sudo su, double do. Docker PS. Can you remove this box? Oh yeah, I should do. Okay, okay. So it is working, right?
Hmm.
Systemctl, type this command. Systemctl, systemctl, status nginx, nginx. Enter. Okay, replace this nginx and status. Systemctl nginx status. Just remove status. After that, you just after nginx you keep the status. The space status. Okay, it's not wrong. Actually,
I
status.
think here only it mentioned like Nginx service could not be found. I think it's not properly installed, I guess.
Wait. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Nginx systemctl nginx status. Okay. Um. Okay, it is not there. Okay, so if it is not installed, no, we can't do, right? So where did you install all this? Which is the path?
ChatGPT.
No. I'm not
Uh,
asking that. I'm asking the
uh.
path. So where you have installed touch
So
default
I
password.
installed this in root. First, I created this directory in root, and then I created Docker file and everything in that
So
directory.
your Nginx there in user share Nginx HTML. There it is actually. You see 3 by 3. It's 3 by 3. Copy HTML file in the HTML Nginx file. There. Copy that.
Okay.
CD user share Nginx. Go there. Copy that. No, not that one. From the user.
Sorry, from the user.
From the user. From the user. No. Same 3 by 3 only, Rakesh. Mask
Okay,
from
okay.
there itself. Copy that. Okay. CD and paste there. Paste. ls. It is no file such file. Okay, remove
Hmm.
html. Just copy that. Again copy. Again paste.
1 second.
Hey, one second. You should go inside the container, not here. You are in root,
Okay. One
not
second.
here. Okay, go inside the container. Docker start container. So that is ID. Yeah, paste here. Yeah, enter. Okay. Docker exec hyphen I. Docker exec.
Attach.
You can do also, but sometimes it doesn't work. Hyphen
Knife.
it. Container ID pin bash. Okay, 1 second.
Hmm.
Okay, try with you inside the container only, right?
Yeah.
Okay, show me that same path, that path. Go inside user path, USR, CD USR, enter. ls. Yeah, I think I forgot the path. Share, go inside share and nginx html, cd share, cd nginx. uh, so nginx, yeah. After that, html, right? Cat
Hmm.
html, cat html. Okay, okay, so you can't read that directory. Okay, that's fine. Now you check systemctl nginx, uh, status nginx. Okay, no problem. Nginx, not phone. Reverse it. I forgot that command. Systemctl. Okay. No, go back one step. So you try to do this service, no, without systemctl. Service nginx, service nginx nginx status, not found.
Service not found.
Oh my goodness. So it is not there.
Yeah, that's why I'm not
So nginx
like.
server is not there actually. Can you
Hmm.
can
Yeah.
you can you go inside nginx once? Cd nginx, but it is showing the file folder actually.
Yeah. Hmm.
ls, so html cat.
Cat is not working actually.
Maybe that is the reason. It should work, right? HTML should work. It should work, right?
Hmm.
Cat is actually no, Rakesh. This is
Hmm.
actually directory. Go inside the cd HTML.
Okay. Yeah.
Go inside now. ls. Now you can see HTML. cd index.html.
One second.
Sorry, cat index.html.
Yeah. Yeah.
Index.html. Yeah, this is the file, right?
Hmm.
Okay, okay. Got it. Yeah, server. We need to cross check with the servers actually. Server related thing. Okay. So you actually installed little complicated server actually. So that's why.
Okay. Nginx.
No. Nginx is easy only, but you kept a lot of files there inside.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to just check
I got. I
all the
got it.
files.
I will retry installing. I
Okay,
will try and I will let you know.
okay. Can you do one thing lastly?
Yeah.
I think it is not found. That is a problem. Okay. Let's do on the system sudo systemctl systemctl start nginx 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 not found. So you might not installed properly nginx. So you have to
Hmm.
nginx first. You need to install the nginx here first.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so you just only deployed html file inside this folder. Can you show me that path, that blue color docker file? Show me. Come down. I will tell you the what is the reason. Scroll down more. That deployment, whatever docker build. So in the Docker build, maybe yeah, first one is actually one of the one. So build, you are just building Docker file. The second thing is Nginx Alpine. Oh, you installed also Docker Nginx Alpine. That is actually image. Okay, that's fine. So next to copying Nginx files, actually just copying the files. Copy means you just deployed only files, but there is
Okay.
no server inside this. Okay,
Hmm.
no Nginx there in this right now. Actually, there are files related to Nginx, but Nginx not installed inside this.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. If there is Nginx, definitely this will work. Nginx server not yet installed using this Docker file. Ask ChatGPT. I want to install Nginx also. बोल के also you just request ChatGPT on top of that only. Just give this, and I just copied only Nginx related files. I want to install Nginx also. Just tell
Hmm.
that to ChatGPT, and that will give you one command. So for installation, okay,
Okay.
just apt hyphen get Nginx hyphen y like that. So you can able to install the server. So once you able to install, then only you can able to expose it to outside.
Okay. Got it.
That's how. So actually you are saying no time. That's the reason I'm not taking care.
Yeah, I will try after some time,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I will let you know.
Okay, no problem. So let me know if not a work. Tomorrow you are going to do it in front of me. So after
Okay.
that I can start the Docker network. Okay,
Okay.
right. That's fine, Rakesh. Right.
Yeah.
Let's connect tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Yeah.